the reason for the fire, huh? They're right. We need to clear that up first.
I feel like you're getting tired of ourselves.
I'm tired of myself. Self-hatred.
That's fair.
That's all I feel anymore.
So what were you thinking?
Where's the panels? It's panels. It's panels.
The direct cause of the fire
Was your mama.
I was just thinking
found
that.
at the crime scene, right?
It's the direct one.
Some kind of setup.
Set up like the panels.
You lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Yeah, with panels.
Some kind of setup?
Panels. Die.
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They just threw the lighter.
Bleh.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter,
Clatter.
stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Oh, is that how they did it?
Some way?
So was it just ignited the whole time and then they tipped it over to tip it over?
Is that what we could agree
Should've been
with?
a way to tip it over with sound waves.
No.
Or perhaps opening the door caused
Yeah, that one. Just
intense
me that.
wind
Oh.
pressure to
no.
I missed.
Why are you trying to steal it?
Well, because I don't want to argue with it.
You're not. It was an agree,
Exactly.
and you had an agree.
My God.
You had a bullet point.
My God, true?
If it's blue, did you forget how that works?
I am like...
It's okay.
I'm on reserve power right now.
Well,
Also, look at how many there was to argue with.
I know.
This one. I hope we're right, otherwise this is going to take a
Should've
minute.
been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Sound waves.
opening the door.
You're right.
I like keep forgetting the buttons also.
Yeah. That's okay.
I consent. Good job.
Anyone move with Sonya.
I also agree that opening the doors was
That's not what I was talking about.
I just wanted to get a dirty joke in. I'm sorry, guys.
Guys, Ethan's a pervert.
I apologize to all our viewers who are not interested in women. It's my mistake.
I'm so sorry.
I should be more relatable.
More relatable?
Yeah.
We are legally required to tell you. We are. Where Ethan is, what's it called?
You lost me.
A sex offender?
Oh, what? What? That's not me.
Oh.
Don't tell them that.
Sorry. Can we even whisper anymore? Can they even hear us?
Oh, I don't know. We changed our microphone, so if we talk low enough, it won't hear us. Like this.
Guys, Ethan's really fat and dumb. I hate Ethan so much.
I couldn't hear what he said, so he's definitely telling the truth.
I thought it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
What is wrong with these people? They're so
No, not
amped
wind
up.
Pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels.
No way.
A huge number of tips.
You know who else
I just saw you so like muscle, man.
Man.
We don't even let them talk anymore.
We're more important.
We are.
They get the
They're
idea.
scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line.
If you could eat one right now, would you eat grapes or strawberries?
I actually had some grapes the other day at work when I was on my break. I got them out of the plastic container. They were nasty.
Contain like a...
Like, you know how they have like, there's like the normal produce. So just have
Oh,
the
you got
grapes in a
the
bag.
plastic container ones?
Yeah, because I don't want to buy a whole bag for break. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That wouldn't make sense.
they were bad.
They were
You're bad at buying grapes, though.
I am? Well, you couldn't tell. They're just in the plastic
No,
container.
you suck at buying grapes.
What do you... Because...
There was one time, guys, story
We
time.
told this story.
Oh, have we?
I bought the grapes when we were on vacation. I thought they were seedless. They had seeds in them. I didn't eat them because I thought they were gross. And Gage is judging me for it, and that's fair.
I'm glad you remember. Otherwise, I would have told the whole story again. I should make a separate channel called Dementia Gaming, where every video I just retell a story that I told like 3 episodes prior.
That would kind of be genius. Maybe that's something we should look into. A dementia Let's Play, guys.
When we get older, I'm sure it'll happen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I think we've already told like repeat stories. But you also remember, I look at all this twice.
Yeah.
Once while we're doing it, and then another while I'm editing. So.
Well, who knows? Maybe you forgot you cut it out.
I didn't cut it out. I remember that.
Nope.
Just
Whatever.
a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
No.
They could have done a better job covering that
Does
up.
that mean anything?
Well, maybe they couldn't have.
We're doing bits. You guys can't see them.
Pretend they're funny.
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
Pizza,
Face
pizza.
cam.
Domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
Yep.
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels.
Also, there's no floor. It was just carpet and then door and nothing underneath it
Oh, I'll pay attention to that next time.
when she's talking. Anyways, let's pay attention to this.
I am paying attention.
I'm not.
Look at Nagito, Monokuma plushie, rip How'd the Monokuma plushie not get burned? What if... So how'd it get there? Interesting. What do you think, Ethan? Leave it in the comments.
And from there, they felt like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
Dang.
Wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
Yeah, you would think so, honestly.
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
You act
Oh.
like that's enough of an explanation, but
I
look
know.
at all the light spilling through that door.
You'd notice it.
Sometimes you have to take some liberties and just kind of go, yeah, okay.
Well, when you have like, I mean, I feel like this game, they do good with what they got, but it is kind of limited.
There are a few times that it's like, if you say so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
See what I mean, though? The
Yeah, I
floor
see
just cuts. It's just
The
carpet.
carpet's just floating. Maybe it's just a black floor. Are you racist?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, black people. It's just how it is.
The killer did one other thing to hide the domino effect. And it was...
Monokuma file number 5.
No way.
Is it?
Hide the domino effect? The music? So we wouldn't think about it?
So we couldn't hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's just see what's at the bottom. Okay, nothing. Yeah, do music.
I bet it was the MP3 player.
I see.
That's like
Actually-
as old as like records now.
I know, right?
3-player, right?
Pull out the VHS while you're at it.
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
I see. The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. Okay, well, that makes the explanation a bit better.
Yeah.
Within that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume.
Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really dang loud. Does Nagito like listen to this depressing crap? No, I'm not talking about the music.
And as if it was on cue,
Oh.
it suddenly started.
It's still crazy how much they line these up beforehand to perfectly match.
So
Mm-hmm.
the strange sound
It's
was
just
actually the
good
sound
attention to
of the
detail.
panels
You know what I mean?
falling.
This.
So,
Good job, guys. I give a shout out to Spike Chunsoft.
yeah.
Go play their games, guys.
I mean, why would they? Why would they play this game if they're watching it right now?
You know. Yeah.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine. I'll open it slowly.
Doesn't she kick it open?
Yeah, because she couldn't open it.
No, that's not the problem.
Seriously, it'll be fine.
Those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter, clatter, clatter.
Huh? It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it.
Are you yawning?
Yeah, I was yawning. I tried to power through it.
You tried to power through it. I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay?
It really was, though. Didn't I tell you it'll be fine? I just gotta use a little more force. What happened? Open it slowly.
Akane ignored their protest, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open.
Though little things like this, like these flashbacks, I think help us catch up a little bit.
Oh yeah, for
You know what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
Bam.
Boom.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
Door was blocked by a cardboard cutout.
I mean, if you prop it right, it can make it hard to open.
But if it's propped like that, how's it gonna fall over?
That's it for this episode, guys. See you later.
Yeah, because I'm imagining, you know the thing when you like stick a chair under the like doorknob?
Yeah.
If it's propped like that under a doorknob, how the heck is it gonna block a door?
Here's what happens. As you open the door and push it, it snaps in half, and the part that is snapped
You can't
pushes
calculate
outwards.
that would be relying way too much on luck.
And who uses luck?
Bump, bump, bump. That just feels a little too
No,
complex.
even if you look at the picture, it's not how it was done.
Guys, cardboard, it's really heavy.
You don't look so sure.
No.
Oh, wait.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could.
Oh, is she about to just actually
Okay.
talk about it?
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
Are you telling me you're not stronger than a piece of cardboard, you moron?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Huh?
Is that a problem?
How do they get out?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
Okay.
That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. I see. So the problem Chiaki's talking about is... I feel like there only being one door open in a warehouse is like...
The
It's like
biggest problem you could ever have.
yeah, that feels like a very prime place to have a fire start, so there being only one exit.
Well, look what happened, Gage.
I feel like that violates some codes.
Yeah.
We couldn't take any merch.
No, I really... Can we just say that? Can we just say that?
Hillary couldn't...
I just wanna...
The problem you're talking about, is it the fact that we couldn't take any of the merch that was inside?
I'm disappointed in you. I can't believe you actually like that black and white cat mascot.
Cat mascot.
I'm a bear, dang it! Okay, thank you. That was just for me. I'm sorry we lost so much health.
Oh my god, we're like dying. What if she like said a rebuttal to that and we just started like just bend over bleeding.
I love that though.
Anyway, they couldn't have left. I see. Bum, bum,
The
bum.
panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened. The killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Still caught up on how a cardboard cutout can block a door from like one of the strongest people here.
Yeah, who knows?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
Good job,
You
Sonia.
don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
What?
Nagito.
Huh?
You don't mean...
Oh, true. But if that's true, this murder...
Hajime? What do you mean?
The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. Oh yeah, how would they leave?
Yeah, that's the whole point of earlier.
I know, yeah, that's weird. So it had to be Nagito. Or I was so caught up on thinking how a cardboard cutout could possibly block a door shut that I didn't even think of the point they were actually making.
Jeez, Gage.
But yeah, how would they leave? So did it have to be Nagito?
Well, we might find some more stuff with this too.
Like what?
I don't know.
True.
It's Danganronpa. Is it ever... You know, we're like 10
Danganronpa.
minutes into the trial.
Plays Danganronpa music.
Okay, yeah. Okay. You need 5 minutes, bud.
Huh?
You do need 5 minutes.
5 minutes? I need
Get it out of your system.
like an hour.
Take a little nap time. Let's continue, though. I want to see what the thing is.
No, I need to keep you suspense. What's on my tie? What is that?
It's, I don't know.
There's only one person who could have done that. Yoko,
Can you-
she's small
I
enough to
really-
fit through the gap.
Man, I really want to just pick the incorrect answers now just to see what happens.
You want to?
I kind of just want to do Teru Teru.
Hyoko could fit through the gap.
No, it's not an interesting one. Okay, let's stop messing with our health, though.
We don't
It's
need
Nagito.
it. We don't need it.
Wait, can we see Gundam's thing? Wait.
There's an
Look at
X.
Nagito's. Why is his different?
Looks like it was painted on there.
Dude. Why is his different? It wasn't... Nagito's not dead. He's not dead.
But
Nope.
But how?
Can you look at Byakuya's?
I can look at Byakuya's.
Okay, his looks normal. Okay, but why is his X like
It really does look painted on there. Whoever painted it was not ultimate artist.
Yeah.
Okay. This made me think your conspiracy theories. It took them from like, yeah, maybe to, okay, now wait a minute.
Yeah. Anyways.
Because like, all the people who got murdered have the same one.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so weird. I like Gundam stuff.
Well,
This is my answer.
God.
What if
Yeah, what the
it
heck?
was Nagito?
This is a mess.
Now I'm so curious. But the body discovery announcement though. So whose body?
It has to be the imposter then, right?
Then who died in Byakuya's place? Nagito?
I don't know.
Nagito died.
I don't know.
First trial.
But then
That's why he went crazy.
none of this makes sense.
Wait, what if the ultimate imposter is Nagito? And that's why Nagito suddenly started talking about hope and crap.
Oh, so you think... Okay. This is a mess.
Wait, no. Wait. No. Wait, yes.
Because once Byakuya was dead is when everything about Nagito came out.
Uh-huh.
So you think maybe...
Maybe the imposter was Nagito the whole time.
Which would make sense, because what if he's imitating Makoto? Right? Because if he knew... Okay. If he knew about Byakuya...
Then he must have known about the ultimate hope also.
So he might have been role-playing as Byakuya at first.
And then he's like...
Somehow kills Nagito and frames it to look like Byakuya.
But even beforehand... But he still keeps the luck though. The only thing that doesn't meet up with that theory is that he kept the luck. So unless the imposter can somehow impersonate ultimates also...
Well, he might be able to.
I mean, maybe, but that seems like
If he's
OP.
the imposter, he can really fall into it, maybe? Or maybe none of this was really luck-based, you know? Maybe there is kind of something to it.
This is too
The
hard.
point is, though, the point is, I think that is a golden theory. That the imposter has been Nagito all along.
Mm-hmm.
So who was Nagito beforehand, then?
Just Nagito?
Just some actually friendly dude who wasn't really a problem?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
But he was the ultimate lucky student still. So who was he beforehand? I don't know.
But
I don't know.
he still sounded like Makoto and everything.
Yeah. Dude, whatever.
Oh my God.
This one is gonna go
I feel
right
kind of
over
like
my
LSD
head.
or something. This is a mess.
Feel like what?
Like, you know, like LSD?
Yeah?
Yeah, like makes you like hallucinate, like imagine like weird things.
I think you just have schizophrenia.
I'm trying to draw cool comparisons.
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He did
He
it.
wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Maybe.
Not just the victim. What does that mean?
Why are like Fuyuhiko, Kazuichi, and Akane even here? Me and Chiaki are the only one who can like bring
Yeah, I
up
know.
points anymore. And Sonia.
Sonia, she's a 50-50.
She's either she can contribute some at least. Everyone else is kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe you said one smart thing one time, but rest of the time you're kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget?
What if for the imposter to do their impostering, they need like details that they would get doing things like this?
Why would that make any sense? Why would he need the details after he's dead?
I don't know.
Maybe we should forget about the ultimate imposter for now.
You can if you want.
Okay. Because what if the whole thing is wrong?
We're all
Who knows?
self-inflicted?
But still, it makes sense in a weird way.
Yes.
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Maybe he was That is a good point. One of them was burnt. He could have burnt it beforehand. And then used that one to tie all the others up.
That's smart.
And then just tied his left arm last.
Or his left arm was just... Yeah. And the right arm was just tied from the get-go. So it wasn't burned. It was...
It was just already burned.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right.
No, shut up. No, stop.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
I'm gonna kill
What
you.
is with
We need
him?
to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss.
Oh.
She's backtracking.
That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
So here's something else I'm thinking.
It
ties into the ultimate imposter thing. I know you wanted to drop it. We're not going to. So is it possible that that's not Nagito? Like, okay, if they know how to disguise someone else as Byakuya, right? Because they're the master of disguise, so to speak, so they should be able to know. If they can do it for themselves, they can do it for someone else, right? That tracks, I would think.
Okay.
So is it possible dead Byakuya is old Nagito?
Stop. Okay. Dead Byakuya
is who, like, okay. Sorry. I need to get my thoughts in order. Byakuya started as the imposter.
Yes.
And then he takes over Nagito's role and makes our friendly, innocent Nagito from the beginning into Byakuya. Following me?
Yes.
Okay. So then now that we'll call him corrupted Nagito. How's that? Make it anime and edgy. So corrupted Nagito is dead, right?
Shadow Nagito.
Shadow Nagito is dead, okay? So if Shadow Nagito is dead in that warehouse, is it possible Shadow Nagito is actually one of these guys, disguised? And the imposter's actually with us now? And what if it's Fuyuhiko?
I think you are on crack. Cocaine.
I'm just thinking.
To be honest, I think that would be really cool.
Okay.
And I could see the game pulling a fast one on us like that.
Well,
right?
on you. I've already got it all figured out.
Oh, good for you, good for you.
Thank you.
But what was Byakuya trying to tell us back then?
That he's like never been trusted or anything. Right?
Yeah, but he was going to tell us something else that he never got the chance to.
Maybe someone told him to shut up. Something like that.
I don't know. I
don't know.
I just feel like we would have seen an end to that if... Maybe. Let's move on.
Maybe his whole goal from the beginning was to like weed out the traitor and make his way through the game.
Maybe.
And maybe that's what he wanted to... I don't know. It's just...
Bro, Shadow Nagito, imposter, blah, blah, blah,
It's a
blah,
good
blah.
name for him, though.
Dude, this is like... this is... Whatever.
Just wait, Cage.
Yeah, no, I hope it's something weird like that.
I know.
But I just think you're on crack cocaine.
Well...
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but... I feel like I'm overlooking something. Like the burnt rope, I already know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Ethan, I'll carry this trial.
For now.
Burnt rope, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there.
Arms and legs.
We're
yeah.
not disagreeing with that.
Obviously impossible.
Yeah, obviously.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
Is it really that
It'd be
impossible, though?
impossible if you were by yourself.
How
Okay.
about
Maybe
you
that
use
one?
your teeth? Or if you use your front tail.
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Guys?
Now you guys know how to do it. Sorry, ladies.
Now you know. Oh, what the heck? Nagito should have tied himself up, too. Wait, so what do we argue with?
Tie up your own arms and legs.
Front tail. I agree with that.
It's obviously impossible.
Could we actually, though?
Tying just the
Maybe.
legs is one thing, but
With burned rope?
tying both arms would be impossible.
Uh-huh.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
You were by
How about
yourself.
if you use your teeth?
Oh, I think we argue with that one.
Or if you
If you were by yourself.
Is that a dirty
With burned
joke?
rope?
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like we're arguing that he's by himself.
Obviously impossible.
Less than.
We're arguing
Tying
against
just the
him.
legs is one thing, but
Wait,
tying both
Try
arms
it.
would be
You got
impossible.
health.
we'll just wing
Couldn't
it.
do much with
I
the
don't know.
free arm.
But if I get it right, I'm gonna act like really smug.
That's okay. Oh.
I didn't actually think it. I didn't think it, guys. Is there a way to tie your arms and legs by yourself?
Crap.
No, I can explain. I'm
Actually
smart,
tie
I
up your own
swear.
arms and legs.
Okay.
That's obviously impossible.
I think it's front tail.
Tying just the legs is one
I
thing,
know it's a
but
goofy decision. I
With
just
what?
tying both
With burn
arms
rope.
would be impossible.
The free arm.
Explain.
Just try it.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth?
Use your teeth. That's
Or if
actually a
you
good
use your
one.
front
Yeah.
tail.
Pranked ya.
She doesn't even think it.
Yeah. Oh well. Got some good dialogue out of it though, didn't we?
Yeah, you need to read it.
Okay. Well, I never saw Nagito's, but I'm pretty sure his wasn't that big anyway.
Wait. Oh my god. Oh, it doesn't even say. You said something about seeing Coach Nekomaru's?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
To
Well, now that we're
actually tie up your own
serious.
arms and legs.
Very sirs. Could it be any of
That's
the
obviously
others?
impossible.
The plushie did it.
Tying just the
Burned rope?
legs is
I don't know
one
what
thing,
it would
but
be.
I feel like it has to be burned rope.
Yeah. Let's hyper analyze each one that comes by.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
So that didn't work.
How about
Yeah.
if you use your teeth?
Use your teeth if we agree with that.
How would he be able to move his head that far though?
I don't
And
know.
he was duct tape.
Yeah,
Or
Can we use
use
duct
your
tape
front
on
tail.
teeth?
because it's agree.
But
Front
still,
tail, no.
interesting.
Use your front tail.
Dirty joke. Is that a dirty joke?
Here, what if we just tried on the first one?
Okay.
Why not?
To
LOL.
actually tie
Okay. I'm genius, guys. I knew it all along.
Okay.
Woo!
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
Aren't you stupid, Fuyiko?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were.
No, it's okay, Fuyiko. You being the idiot is actually useful.
No, it
Yeah.
shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Is it none of his clothes were burned, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The proof that the burnt rope on Nagito's right arm is a trap. His right sleeve. Man, I'm getting all these like right before we need them.
That's right.
Dang.
Good job.
I'm so proud. Here, you hold the controller. I don't want to. Here,
Okay.
you can play the mini games too.
Uh-oh.
Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that makes
Burn
sense.
like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
Yes, that's very true.
Feel the extra need to commentate by holding the controller.
It
Yes.
burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was
Give it
able
back.
to move
I know, this is weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Well, okay.
Of what? Feel
Her
like.
front tail.
No! Really? Of my front tail, that is.
You should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
There you go. That's smart, guys. Take that to heart.
Stonks. Guys,
Stonks.
remember, no matter what, if you're gonna do that, make sure to keep stonks in
Get
mind.
something out of it.
Get something.
That's definitely wrong.
Isn't he the
I
Yakuza?
just gotta get a bed.
Yeah, shouldn't you have like?
Let him touch me, right?
Alright.
Yeah, aren't you like the ultimate pimp, Fuyiko? Like,
I mean, I feel like that's something the Yakuza would.
I feel like they
Play
would do
around
like
with.
sex trafficking,
Yeah.
something, or like, yeah, I feel like they'd have prostitutes, or like That's how I imagine most gangs anyway.
Yeah.
Whether they're Yakuza or like
The mob.
the Hood.
The Hood? I don't know if the Hood is a gang, but I get what you mean.
You get it, you get it.
Can you tell we're white guys?
What do you mean? I'm part of a gang.
Are you?
Yeah.
What gang's that?
RatAttack.
Oh.
Ooh.
What are our gang colors?
Colors?
Yeah.
I don't know, black and white. Those are cool, right?
They're okay.
They're default.
Yeah, they are the default. That's exactly what it would be.
I don't know.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
Oh.
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
Why'd she say a Benjamin if they're Japanese?
I mean, we don't... The game's originally in Japanese, but does that mean they're Japanese?
Yeah.
And I thought American currency was pretty, like, everywhere.
I know it's in a lot of other countries.
Like, it's still known.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just... I don't
This is
know.
too hard for me. This is harder than the trial.
Well, it's like...
Talking about real life? Nah, I'd rather talk about video games.
You know.
You do way too many like hand gestures.
I
Like they
know,
can't see it. Like I'll say something and you'll go. You see, you know what I mean, guys?
Yes, this would be easier with a face cam or something. But I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Why not?
Maybe for some videos, but I don't think I'm very flattering in most angles.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I make a lot of faces.
I think you need to have more self-confidence. I, for one, think you're hot AF.
I wanted to say something that was so out of character.
What?
I wanted to say you needed to get more B words. One of these days.
What?
What'd you drop?
My toothpick.
Oh, on the floor? Still, you guys still use it.
5-second rule.
Waste not, want not.
What are we talking about?
His hand was still stabbed when we.
Oh! Yeah, that was rigged.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
I think you could.
Just
be hard.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You tricked me. Give me back that Benjamin.
Oh. Okay. So what if he?
What if he was gripping the knife with his left hand?
And that's why the blood is all weird.
Oh.
Okay.
And so he just like slammed his hand into the
and then
knife,
just kind of kept doing
and
stuff.
then let go, and then just went okay.
I mean,
That makes sense.
was the knife slammed into the floor though? Because that's not something you can just.
It didn't say.
Okay. Well, next time we see the picture, maybe we should look at that.
It didn't really look like it.
Okay.
Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What the heck? I just wanted my field. Yeah? Yo?
Right.
Hold on. There should be a way.
I need that feel.
Seriously.
Hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
What do you mean, give it back?
Yeah, we never...
That's not how any of this works.
Way to stab yourself in your right hand using only your right hand. It's okay. There's definitely an answer for this.
Logic dive? Oh no, this. Okay.
My god. Hangman's Gambit.
Hangman's Gambit.
Hangman's Gambit.
So, do we have something that talks about the blood splatter?
Oil
Lighter? No. Torture wounds? Maybe. What is torture wounds? No, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free.
Torture wounds. Both of his legs were tied with rope, and each rope was tied to nearby pillars, which prevented him from moving. His thighs were also covered with a lot of stab wounds.
Okay.
So his thighs would be easy. I feel like that's the solution, and just his hand, right?
Yeah.
But maybe it wants us to get something else first. Maybe we're thinking too far ahead. Maybe we're too smart for this game. I'm used to it, guys. I don't know. Let's just listen.
How could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
Only this right hand.
And let the knife fall.
Oh.
Could he stab his hand that way?
I think he's a ninja.
Maybe.
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he
Maybe.
dropped the knife somehow? And slammed his right hand down on it?
See, I wondered that too. Like just between
If he just
like his
dropped the
legs?
knife,
No. In his mouth?
he could have used
No,
his
his
bound left
duct tape.
hand.
Oh, yeah.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
But his right hand could reach his left hand.
I kind of spaced out. I heard a lot of background noise.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
With his right hand. How can he do it?
Okay.
And let the knife fall. Could he stab his hand that way?
Yeah, shut up, you're dumb.
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Could we steal a point, maybe?
He propped the knife somehow
Take this one.
and slammed his
What?
right hand
Give it to me.
down on it?
Can we only
Okay.
take disagrees?
Onto
Maybe.
what? If he just propped the knife, he could have used
Propped
his
the knife?
bound left hand.
Oh, I think we actually use
If
this.
you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily.
Also, there's no space between
We don't
used
know
and
if his
his.
left hand could even
Oh.
reach his right hand.
Oh.
So what are we gonna use?
Used his. I think we're gonna use this one we have now. Used his left hand. And we're gonna argue it against. No, it's an agree, right?
With what Fuyuhiko says?
Can't you only agree when you steal one?
That's right. Is it forced to be an agree though?
I think so. I think
Okay.
you can only use it to agree.
Even if
So
Nagito's right hand was free,
his left hand.
how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
How can you left
If he
hand
threw
with
the
his
knife
right
in the
hand?
air and let the knife fall,
Knife fall,
could
no.
he stab his
Yeah.
hand that way?
No. Shut up.
Is he a throwing knife?
SpongeBob.
Maybe he propped the knife somehow
I don't think that's
and
it.
slammed his right
Yeah.
hand down on it?
Chucky, you're supposed to be smart.
Propped it
Just
onto
kidding. She's
what?
probably right, and we're just dumb.
If he
Yeah.
just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
Use it on itself.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Give me back that Benjamin!
Why don't we try what Chiaki said with this?
Okay. With the one we have now?
Even if Nagito's right hand was
We'll
how could he
give it
stab
a
his right-
shot.
If he threw the knife and let the knife fall,
Just seemed like weird
could he stab
wording,
his hand
but
that way?
But I think it's what she said afterwards that could kind of fall with it.
Throwing knife expert?
Maybe
You're
he
throwing?
propped the knife somehow?
Okay.
I'm literally dead.
Yeah.
Read it.
You think he propped the knife too, Hajime? But the problem is, what did he prop it with? He dropped his toothpick again.
I need to put this down.
You do. Poor Gage, you're struggling.
Oh, man, I've had a rough day. I had to wake up.
It's wrong.
That's it.
Looks like that wasn't it. I should try thinking it over one more time.
Okay.
Even
What if we took
Nagito's right
prop
hand
it
was
up?
free, how could he
Yeah.
stab his right hand with his right hand?
Didn't you right hand? I love that.
The air,
What can we argue against the
and
left
let the
hand
knife
thing?
fall.
Survival. Well,
Could he
what do we
stab his
know
hand that way?
about
the
the
knife.
survival knife? Survival knife that was stabbed into Nagito's right hand. The knife is from the military base. It's safe to assume that the wounds on Nagito's legs and left arm were caused by this knife. It's just a regular knife.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really tells us anything here.
Doesn't say anything about being stabbed into the ground. Man, guys, I ain't that smart.
I don't know either. Oh, we're running out of time.
Throwing knife expert?
No, we ain't.
Could
Maybe
we
he
use the
propped
Monokuma
knife
push?
somehow?
Maybe that's why there was blood.
And
What if he
slammed his
propped
right
it in the
hand down on it?
plushie?
Why would there be a big hole in the plushie like that?
Propped it onto what?
To rest the knife in.
If he just propped the knife,
Could the knife be used? Could the knife
He
be
could've
propped
used
by
his
the
bound
Monokuma
left
panels? So when they're pushed
If you're
over, the
tied
knife
up,
goes in?
Your arms won't bend that easily.
No.
We don't know if his
You don't
left
think
hand
there's
could
any
even
way
reach
that
his
could
right
happen?
No.
hand.
I think it's the plushie. I think we use it to agree with Chiaki.
Okay.
Even if
But I don't know
Nagito's
why-
right hand was free,
Did he just like throw the plushie across
could he
the room
stab his
then?
Right hand with his right hand.
But why does the
With his
plushie have a
right
big
hand.
hole in
threw the
it?
knife into the air.
That's what the knife was resting
and
in.
let the knife
The
fall.
handle.
Oh.
And then he slammed his hand
Stab
down
his
on it.
hand that way?
I think.
Okay.
Is he a throwing knife expert?
That's a good theory.
Prop-
Oh!
Good job.
Guys!
Oh, that's a good thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
I'm sorry, I always just feel that in my brain like, oh, that I'll use that one.
I'll use that one.
Life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
It's got Chiaki on it. That'll get views. If you're someone who clicked on it because of Chiaki, welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe.
That's the one.
Makes sense. why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
Oh, okay.
How did I know?
The knife handle into the
I
hole to
mentioned
pop
the
it out.
plushie.
Then he slammed his hand onto it.
So, I get some points there, right? What? What are you crying for?
I poked a zit on my face and it hurt.
Oh.
Because you know what I did? I was doing the slide up glasses thing. Like, I'm so smart. I'm an anime protagonist. And I slammed my finger right into the zit.
Did it pop?
No, but it really hurt.
No.
Anyway.
That's it. He had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
Can I get my feel, please?
Bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
I didn't even want it at first, you know.
The-
But now I've had to fight for it. It's
The
like,
feel.
no, give me that. Give me that.
Okay, if someone ever asked you to actually do that, would you? Like, even if it's like your like biggest love interest, they're like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And let's say you're like not dating.
Well, if it's like a biggest love interest, maybe, but if like a complete stranger, absolutely not.
Yeah.
A weird part of me would be tempted. I'd be like, I'm just curious, just once.
What does it feel like though?
I got pretty big ones. You want?
Been taking your estrogen supplements.
Yeah. No, I'm just fat. JK.
So
After
sad.
stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
Okay.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
Oh.
Ooh.
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
Yes. What is it?
The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? Think about the order. Getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito.
Talk about pain tolerance, though. Jeez, if he really did all this to himself.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and there wasn't anything about like a pain. What's it called?
Pills?
Yeah, like what's it called? Pain reliever? Like a
painkiller.
painkiller. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
We didn't find any of those or anything.
I don't think he needed it.
I think he was far god enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Though still, I wonder if he's actually dead. Just because of the way his portrait was drawn.
That's
maybe-
like the biggest piece of evidence that's got me like, is it dead?
What if... Okay, here's something. If someone kills themselves, they're the killer, right? But they're dead, so they have to put the portrait with the X on it. So what if that's his special customized X?
It's just because he's the killer.
Because he did it himself.
That makes sense.
Something to think about.
That on its own seems like clue enough.
Yeah, right? It's like, well, what's that for? You know, ask Monokuma
Yeah.
about it.
And he's like, I was trying to be funny.
Yeah, right?
If that's true, how is that possible?
How did he rig it to fall, though? Or did it fall at all?
I don't...
Why
As
is
much-
there blood on the whip end of it?
Yeah, all that's still weird.
He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Oh!
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I know, this is easy. So you see where there's the hole, not the hole, but the little gap where there's no blood?
Yeah.
So Nagito is holding the whip in his left hand. And it's propped over the, like, top thing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about his left hand because it was the plushie that actually ended up.
Yeah, so all that happened was he was holding onto the whip with his left hand.
Yeah.
That's why there's blood on the top, too. Is because leftover blood from, like, just everything here got on that whip, and that's why it's on the little thing at the top.
So
he probably lets go of it. The spear comes down. It wipes some of the blood from the cord onto the panel thing, and then it impales him.
that makes sense.
So,
But how could he tie his legs if he was holding onto it the whole time?
maybe he don't... I mean, he tied his left arm with only one hand. Could probably just do the same with his legs.
Well, see, you can still use your left arm a bit if you're tying your left arm, because you can like hold the rope and like tie it around. But with your leg, you can't grab with your foot.
Is it
and even if you could, he
possible-
has shoes on, so.
Yeah.
So my only problem with that theory is how he tied his legs then, and like, because he couldn't have because he would have had to hold it from the start, then tie all his limbs.
Is there a way he could grab onto it? See, okay, you know what the problem here is though? He must have cut himself as he was like laying in the spot, right?
Right.
Because the only blood is really below him. And I feel like you'd see more blood literally everywhere else if he was just like walking around with like these open wounds and getting everything ready. So it makes me think either this isn't done alone, like someone was like, hey, I'll be the mastermind and you do all the killing. Like with Peko and stuff, like Fuyuhiko didn't touch anybody, but he still could have walked away as the killer. You know what I mean? So maybe it's kind of something similar to that.
What if somehow the fire caused it to fall?
But then why is his hand like that?
He could have just grabbed onto the rope that was tied on it. I mean, he was in severe pain.
Yeah.
We'll see.